One of the questions a lot of students and also schools have been asking us since really inception is, how do we think about Cambridge, International Baccalaureate and NCEA within New Zealand, and how do you navigate the choice of which high school curriculum to choose? Now, to kind of break it down for you, there are some kind of key distinctions in terms of how the qualifications are structured. Now, starting with IB. IB is a qualification out of 45. You typically choose 3 higher level subjects and 3 standard level subjects, as well as a TOC or theory of knowledge component and also an extended essay. Now, in terms of the subjects that you can take, in general the diploma really advocates for all-rounders. So typically you're required to take a variety of sciences, languages, and humanities. And on top of your diploma you also have to complete CAS, or a community service orientated component of your diploma. Now, IB is something that is phenomenal for some people, but not phenomenal for everyone. And the reason why is that in your last 2 years of high school, you basically have one set of final exams at the end of your entire high school that really determines your final IB grade. So you basically have 2 years of intensive preparation for these final IB examinations. Now, in terms of Cambridge has a lot more flexibility, but typically has less emphasis on the breadth of IB. So, for example, you typically take IGCSE subjects in year 11, AS subjects in year 12, and A2 subjects in year 13. Although in general we advocate for a lot of our students to take subjects earlier and to take more subjects than is typically advocated for. Now, you're usually looking at taking 6 subjects in year 11, 5 to 6 AS subjects in year 12, and then typically 3 to 4 A2 subjects in year 13. Now, many of our team have taken many more subjects than that within Cambridge, for example, and the kind of misconception, I would say, is that taking just 3 subjects or 4 subjects and specializing in a particular area isn't necessary, because at the end of the day, you can take as many subjects as you want. And many of the subjects really build upon one another. So Cambridge is a fantastic qualification, just like IB, but it has an emphasis on being more specific and typically is viewed as being more in-depth. But on the other hand, the flexibility can be obtained. Now, the most common qualification in New Zealand is NCEA, which basically manifests itself in NCEA Level 1, Level 2, Level 3, and the scholarship exams, which typically Year 13 students take. Now, again, we advocate for our students to take scholarship exams earlier in general, and what I would say is that NCEA is the most internally focused qualification of the 3. So basically both IB and Cambridge typically have end-of-year examinations, with IB really being even more intense with all of the exams at the end of your high school. But NCEA really emphasizes consistent internal achievement throughout the school year, building up credits through internal exams, followed by external results. Now, for students who are kind of stressed around exam time, they don't like all of their eggs in one bucket, this spacing out of exams can be quite effective. But in saying that, in general, we recommend Cambridge and IB because international universities have much more awareness of these qualifications. And while NCEA has become much more common and well understood by these universities over time, it is a safer bet, all factors considered, for IB and Cambridge. Although we've helped students get into all the Ivy League schools, MIT, Stanford, Cambridge and Oxford, with a variety of qualifications. So whatever you're studying right now, it is no worries at all. What I would say is that the most important thing is that you look to exceed the expectations of whatever your qualification is. So if you're taking NCEA, I would encourage you to take more subjects. I would encourage you to go above and beyond the call of duty with taking scholarship exams nice and early. And bear in mind that students from both Cambridge and IB backgrounds can take NCEA Level 4 scholarship as well, which enables students to compete with the very best students in New Zealand in these kind of examinations. So overall, to be honest with you, there is no perfect answer, and we have fantastic tutors and fantastic advocates for all 3 syllabi, and the most important thing is that you come to us and really show us your individual learning style, and that will enable us to recommend a particular set of examinations and also a high school as well to match up with that, because these kind of choices are very, very important. But that should give you a nice high-level understanding of the 3 qualifications.